So once again, I'm Ari and I'm with Awkwardly Zen, and I am very excited to introduce you to Lisa. I had the amazing opportunity to meet Lisa at a metaphysical fair here in Denver at Discover Your Spiritual Gifts. And Amber, Toch, and I both got readings from her that day, and both of us were like, we need this woman to be a part of Awkwardly Zen. So luckily we were able to talk her into coming and sharing her awesome gift with you. So first and foremost, Lisa, I'm just going to have you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you started with this really cool modality.
Well, thank you so much. I am Lisa Eleni. I have been a teacher for 20 years, and I have always been sensitive to energy, but I didn't realize that that isn't something that everyone is sensitive to. So words like empath weren't really part of my childhood, but I could feel the energy of the room. I can see energy around people. I can, pick up on what's happening, and I started to, as I got older, learn how to diffuse it, or to, I can kind of maybe absorb a little of this so that we can calm the situation down. If my dad came home from work all agitated, I could kind of calm it down. And I realized that, some of the gifts that I was developing over time were not necessarily universal things. So as I started to, my journey didn't really start till I was a little older. I mean, I was aware of some things, but I really started to dive in a meditation class, which was, a whole year long, just once a month, we would meet for the weekend, and just that started to open up different avenues of how I receive information. And then I started classes. I've taken quite a few at Discover Your Spiritual Gifts, where I'm a reader there. And I also work in retail there. And we have another healer fair coming up actually in January, but I do see and feel the energy, and having someone draw a tree was a way that I could tune in to you, but you could see what I saw if I explained it in terms of a tree. So some people, as they, download energy, will use a tarot card or use some kind of oracles or different modalities. But I like to have you see what I see. But that's why the tree isn't about the art. It's about, just throw down, some people spend 20 seconds and just draw a tree. I'm done. That's good. Some people, spend hours and details, and, the Keebler elves would be jealous of some of these little palaces, but it's not really about the tree. And what my intention when I'm doing a tree reading is to help you be in your highest, most balanced power. I'm really an advocate. I have taken classes in mind, body, spirit balance. I've taken several retreats. I've kind of been on a very long, exciting journey and started with learning how to get my voice and actually speak up. And then it went from there once I got that. And I think being a teacher and being very creative, I'm very artistic. I also, I'm a 2-time international best-selling author. I have another book on the way this year. I love to paint. I teach classes every month about living in intention. So each month we have an art class that we create something that helps hold the energy for the month. So in January, I'm doing, your word for the year, where you tap it into a bracelet, so that when you see that throughout the year, my word last year was inspire. So every time I saw it, I was like, oh yes, inspire, get into that energy, hold that space for the year. And that's what this is very important to me, is to help you balance your energy. I don't really do predictive readings like, oh yeah, love is right around the corner, here comes your ship, but I think it's more helpful to you to just help you balance your energy, so that whatever does come, you're centered, you're ready to go, and it doesn't rock you as hard. So I'm very, it's the energy of my energy, personal energy, but also the energy of what's going on. And I like to help you see your energy, like, wow, I didn't really see that. So when I look at a tree and I say, hey, are you new here? Did you just move? Like, maybe if you don't have roots on your tree, that looks like, maybe you're disconnected, maybe you're something else. It's actually not universal. It's not like every apple on a tree means prosperity's coming. it means something different to all of you because I individually am tuning into your energy. And the drawing is just the tool where I say, yep, can you see that? This is what I see. Let's edit it. Let's get you some, affirmations to help you kind of shift that energy, because to me, it's all energy and it's malleable. So that's what my intention is. I'm very intentional. I love setting energy in motion. I love the energy of people. I love, just kind of seeing where you're at. And if there's a way that I can help you see the light that I see in you to help you shine your light even brighter, that's the whole purpose of my tree readings and my classes. And anytime you talk to me, that's what I'm about.
I can say absolutely that is the truth. And I did want to, just before we get started, one, if you do not have markers or pens or crayons or anything in paper, you're going to want to get that, especially if you've put your name over in the chat that you are interested in possibly getting a reading. Again, you might see some themes today, but everyone's slightly different, and every reading is going to be the intuitive reading that Lisa channels, which is so cool. But while you guys are making sure you're ready to do your drawings, I did want to take a second. And Amber, do you want to talk a little bit about when you got your reading at the fair?
Yeah. So when I walked into the room that Lisa was in, I was immediately drawn to her for multiple reasons. I loved her energy, but I was really most intrigued by the art supplies on her desk, because I too like to draw. And so I sat down and we talked, and I did a reading with her. And while I was drawing, for me, some messages started coming through pretty early, and I didn't know what I was drawing or how to interpret it, obviously. But at the end, what stuck out the most to me was, one, the messages, and I'll share a couple in just a second, and two, how encouraging Lisa was in darkening the areas that I needed to focus on so that it stood out in my own picture. And I have had this little sheet of paper with me for since we got the reading, and I've never put it away, which is unusual. And tonight I just decided to kind of make it darker. I hope you guys can see it a little bit. So that was kind of how I started it. And she had me do the lines of the tree a
Would
little
you
bit
put that
darker.
back up? I just spotlighted
Oh,
put you in the spotlight.
here. And then she turned it sideways. And does anybody else see this eye in the center? And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even notice that I drew an eye. I just wanted a knot in my tree. And she kind of spoke of the meaning of that. But two things that kind of came across, and for me, there's been a lot of transition in my life. It was, it's coming to me and through me, which I just thought was so powerful. And she had me take these notes on the back of the picture, so it was kept close. And then the other one is, your opinion of me is none of my business. Love that. So two of the best messages for me anyway.
The classics. Yeah, it's always good those are just different tools to help you maintain your energy, because a lot of could come at you, especially, with family at the holidays, and you can get pretty triggered. I don't know if everybody can, but I can. Let's just say that. So when you have those different tools and different ways that you're building that energy up, or that if you are feeling vulnerable, ways to protect yourself and kind of bring in that support for you, will, that's the whole purpose, is to help you help yourself. If I can help you along the way, then all the better.
And you certainly did that for me. Thank you.
I love that. I love that you kept it. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that too. And if I would have been thinking more logically, I would have found mine as well. I don't have my tree to show you guys, but I do remember very clearly a lot of the stuff from the reading myself, which Amber came back out. We had an Awkwardly Zen booth there, and Amber came out and she was like, you gotta go do that. And I was like, okay, game on. So I immediately walked in and sat down with Lisa and drew my tree. And one of the things that came through is something that's come through on a lot of different readings for me, which is this idea that I'm surrounded by people, but that sometimes I feel very lonely. And so she was able to point that out in my tree and say that. And that would be something that most people who know me would say, that's not true. You're surrounded by people. But she was able to pinpoint some of the reasons for that. And then also help me by having me draw in what I'm looking for and drawing in those connections and feeling less lonely in that part. And so it was a really beautiful experience. And it's so great to have a practitioner who can call you out on things in a lovely way, without making you feel all alienated, but also being like, I mean, do you want that to change? And so I really appreciated that about Lisa as we went through the whole thing. There was a lot more messages, but I want to make sure we get to this as fast as possible.
Well, I'm very visual too. So I feel like when you have the tree and you edit it and you bring it home, then you have that, that reminder. Oh yeah, that's right. I am protected, or I do have guardian angels, or I do have these different ideas of, mantras that I can say to myself to help me build my, my intentional. I'm all about intentional living. And to me, that means how your energy is being transmuted into the world.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Lisa, are you ready to get some people drawing, and then we can see what we can find? Yes, Craig said lots of energy in here tonight. I totally agree. So Lisa, why don't you walk us through what you would say at the beginning of a reading, and then everyone can get started, and we'll give everyone a few minutes.
Right. That's for a reading. What I would like for you to do is to set an intention. So, what is it that do I just want clarity? Do I want to feel more empowered? Do I just have, I just want messages, struggles, whatever it is. But if you do have that intention that you're open to receive, and that it's going to help you kind of connect to your heart energy. What I like to do when we start, a lot of people are in their heads, I can't draw, I can't do this, I can't do that. So I'll just have all of you just kind of close your eyes for a minute. Even if you have your supplies ready, just close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath. Just feel that, you're nice and grounded. Feel that golden anchor coming from your spine down into the ground and hooking into Mother Earth. Feel that warm golden light of Mother Earth coming up through your legs, through your hips, through your torso and your arms and your head. Take a nice deep breath. And as you connect to your guardian angels, just have that white light coming down through your body, down through your neck, through your arms, your torso, your legs and your feet, just to help you get into that heart space. So just kind of maybe put your hands on your heart. Just take a nice deep breath. And then just go ahead and pick up your supplies and go get them. You can't do it wrong. So I don't like to over guide. I just want you to draw a tree any way you feel guided, whatever that means to you.
Okay, so we are going to give everyone, what do you think? Probably about 5 minutes. Sure. And then we'll get started. And if you're not quite done, then you can keep drawing while we're doing the first reading there.
Just be mindful that there's no wrong way to do it. It's not something we're going to sell on eBay. So just keep in mind that this is to you, for you. And I am here to support you any way I can, but it's all about you empowering you. So whatever tools I have in my toolbox, I will share, and you can just be open to whatever. I'm happy to share.
Beautiful. All right, we're going to go ahead and be quiet for a little bit so y'all can draw, and then I'll let you know when we're wrapping up. Lisa, I'll mute you so that way you can make all the noises you want. All right. I think we're getting to the end of our 5 minutes here. So be wrapping up your drawing. If you keep going, that's totally okay. Right, Lisa? All right. I'll have you unmute.
Absolutely.
Okay. So do you want me to go ahead and pick our first person?
I would love that. Yes.
Right. Well, the first person is Kat. Do you need a few more minutes? Okay, so Kat's going to be the second person. So the second person is Wendy. Wendy, are you ready? I'm going to have you unmute. Hi. Good. Now let me spotlight you guys. So 1 second. So we're going to spotlight Lisa, and then we're going to spotlight. Okay, I think we're good.
Hello. And you're Wendy, is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Well, did you come up with any intentions or ideas as you were?
I'm actually, I'm really excited, first of all, so thanks for having me. And secondly, I'm so open to whatever, but I did my little Reiki session before this, so I opened my doors to whatever comes your way. And yeah, I'm just pretty open to whatever you have to say, but I did do my drawing. I'm pretty excited about it. So do I just show it to you, or?
Wendy, is your microphone on your neck?
Yes, I can turn it off.
Okay, I think it's causing feedback. Yeah.
Go ahead. Is that better for you?
Maybe. Try again.
I turned it off.
No, it's staticky, but we'll get through it.
Okay.
It is staticky. I'll turn mine down so I can.
I can hear you perfectly, so I'm sorry if it's on my end.
Oh, we forgive you. That's
the world.
Technology's our friend, right? So let's have it. Let's see our beautiful tree. Right. Oh, wow. I love it. Okay. Can you just go back a tiny bit? So what's fascinating to me, when I look at this, then I see your body. So the branches, the upper part is kind of your head. The middle is your torso. And then the roots are kind of your body. So when I might have to take a picture because I have to look at it the whole time. I'm sorry, but I actually see a woman in there, which I've never actually been able to do before.
You're absolutely right. That was my intention.
Was it? I see. It's just beautiful. I love the, I just have to look at it longer. I'm sorry. So I'll just take a picture. This will work. Okay. So the roots are beautiful. You're very grounded. And then let's see, I'm looking at it this way. On your left side, you have a few more roots, which is it possible that you are very comfortable, like have a lot of women friends that ground you and kind of keep you balanced?
I wouldn't say a lot. Two.
Well, that's a lot in some books, but you seem very attached to, there's like 2 or 3 that, I got to get your picture back up, that I see specifically. Like, do you notice that when you're looking down on it, you have more on one side than the other? Like, as you look at it?
Yeah.
And then I love how when you are moving up the trunk of your tree, it gets nice and dark around your heart space, which it feels like you might be a little guarded in your heart space. It feels like maybe the way that you have it indented, you maybe, got a little bumped here or there, or unless it was your intention to look like a woman. But either way, that indentation, like, it feels like when it comes to a heart, a feeling or a situation, you have a tendency to kind of get a little small, maybe. Is that possible? To protect your heart. It feels like, it's not like a new thing for you. Like, that's just kind of your go-to to kind of protect yourself. So it might be from, I feel like I'm a little girl just going, you know what, I'm not really going to share my heart anymore. So it feels like something that's happened, you know, pretty far back, but it just became a strategy for you to kind of close that in. I just feel like I want to. You do have beautiful heart energy, though. You have an extra special. When you go up a little higher, do you see that little indentation? It's just a little. So you do have a very generous heart. You do you work with people like with heart energy? Like, it's like a lot of compassion in your job?
Yeah.
Because that's, I can just feel that coming from you. You're very loving. You have a very big, the way that your arms look are outstretched. So it looks like you're very protective of the people that you love. Do you have people that are drawn to that because you're wide open? So you do have the duality of you're wide open and you're very you have a lot going out. You're just a little guarded when it's coming in. There's a good filter that that's okay. That's just, and then I want to see one. Your tree is very balanced. So if there's a branch here, you have a branch there, you're very balanced, which tells me that you like organization, you like things to be balanced. You like everything has a spot in your house, kind of like you're very organized, especially in also in your workplace. I think people depend on you for the structure of how to do things. You must have do you have a very heady job? Like
Yeah.
even though there's a lot of compassion in your job, I think you have to use your head a lot. Is that possible?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you have a lot of ideas, different tendrils going in different ways, but you're also very open. So if you look, when I looked at your tree, let me get my thing keeps going away. If you notice at the very top, it comes down, goes right through your heart space and right down through. So for me, it feels like you're a very intuitive person. And when you get some idea, you don't spend a lot of time in your head with it. It'll go right into your heart space. And if you feel it and it feels like a good decision, you'll go with it.
Yeah.
So you're a very heart-centered decision maker.
Oh,
Gosh, there's lots more too, but I don't know how much to spend on each person.
don't worry. The next time you have your whatever fair you're going to be at, I'll be there.
Oh,
So,
I would love to. You have beautiful energy. I can tell that you're a very giving person. You have a really strong aura too, which is, I think that people are drawn to you, especially for your compassion. But when they get to know you, there's a lot of, you're very, you know, intellectual, lots of different interests, and you have lots of ways to connecting to people. So those are beautiful things for sure.
I appreciate you and thank you. And
Yeah.
I'm going to stay around, but I look forward to
Okay. I got more.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to
I think I'm going to take pictures though. That worked out so I can look down.
Yes, absolutely. And then when it's your turn, if you could periodically pop your tree up so everyone else can see it too, that would be great. Let's see. Kat, are you ready now? I can't see you, so unmute yourself if you would.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Now let me find you and spotlight you. Okay. All right. So there is Kat.
Hello, Kat.
Hey. So this is the tree I was trying to copy. I did this recently. And
Oh,
this is how
wow.
it turned out today.
Okay. Beautiful. Wow. Lots of energy in that tree. So we just, it's easier if I tune in looking at it.
Kat, will you hold it up for just a little bit, just so everyone can get a really good look at it? Thank you.
This was the original.
You know, that original is interesting because there's a lot of water in that one, which is, which I don't see on this one, which is interesting. So you must be at a little energetically in a different spot that's not as emotional, maybe a little more centered and grounded. And so when I look at yours, I love the little tufts of green grass on the bottom. To me, that's the kind of the people around you. So, and they're all sort of none of them really stand out. There's not like a big, huge one and a little one. So to me, it feels like you are someone that has a lot of people around you, that you, it doesn't feel like you really discern from blood family to family. It's just, you know, I love them all, people. You're good at, yours also, when I look at your tree, it has a lot of light leaves and different colors. And so and lots of energy coming up through your trunk. And I love the way that your tree is open on the edges. I can't point to it on here, but if you see what I mean is that there's no end to the branch. It just will technically go off the page. So for me, you definitely are someone that will spend time in your headspace. You're have a lot going on in there all at several times, you know, any time of the day, you would have a lot spinning around. If you look at the size of your tree, the majority of it is in your head. So that's why I feel like you're someone that, you know, if you're going to come up with an idea, it doesn't have to go through like, oh, I wonder how I feel about that. You don't necessarily have to feel it out. You just know. It feels like your intuition comes in a way where you just don't know how you know, but it doesn't matter because that's what you're going to do because you know it's the right thing to do. So that's clear cognizance where you just kind of get it in, and that's very evident in how big the top of your tree is. Very much, very beautiful, lots of beautiful ideas. And they flow freely. Like you don't do monkey brain very often. Like you have a very linear way of thinking. It looks like to me, like you start here and it goes to there. Is that possible?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I also love how if you look at the trunk of your tree, like halfway up, do you see how the energy sort of shifts a little, or the way that you've drawn the lines? To me, that's right around, it's a little lower than your heart space. To me, it feels like you're, it feels like it's in your chakra, like right below your heart. Which, you don't feel like you're ridiculously extroverted. Is that possible?
I'm not ridiculously extroverted. That is true.
I feel like with that shift in energy right there, that's right around where you're like, not necessarily self-esteem, but your confidence, where you might have an idea, but you don't necessarily feel like it's necessary for everyone in the room to know your great idea unless they ask you. So you're not going to be like, oh, pick me, do this. Yeah, me. It's more like, oh, I can see where that would work. I have an idea too, but you don't necessarily, yeah. Does that feel right?
That does.
So one way to kind of, you might want to, when you go back, when you look, like an affirmation for that would be like, I am worthy to receive. Which feels like one of the messages that I would have for you. So that worthiness, that you are, the ideas that you get are beautiful and are to be shared, and just to kind of open that space up, like, yeah, I have wonderful ideas to share, and I will receive, the feedback. So I'm open to sharing my ideas and receiving from others. Feel like you're a giver, but you don't. There's a little resistance around receiving. Is that possible? Yeah, you have a very generous, like loving, I just feel like I just got a big hug from your energy. So I can feel you, you're very loving, very genuine, very integrity-based person. I just would love for you to feel empowered to share that, to kind of open that up a little. So one way would be to kind of edit that trunk where the energy, instead of having it stop right before it gets to your heart, to kind of, try to get that to go, so the flow will keep going up, so that you have that visual of it coming through your heart, because you do beautiful things, and it's okay to receive recognition for what you do when you're sharing your gifts.
Thank you. So
You're
would I
welcome.
draw a whole new tree?
Nope, I just did add to it.
Okay.
Do you know the part I mean?
Yeah, like right here. So
Right.
I just add more flow up, or?
Yeah, just instead of having it stop right here, like it's a very hard stop right before it gets to your heart, which is that area where you don't necessarily want to share. So if you can just kind of, make it connect more to the ones above. Yes. Can see those little lines, make those connect more and make those darker, so that it doesn't look like such a, because the energy stops around it too. If you look,
Yeah.
it doesn't connect. So just connect all of those.
Okay.
And that will
Thanks.
be, yeah, you're welcome. Oh, I could talk all day. I love these. I could do it all day.
Very cool. We love it. That's great.
Yeah.
And for
there's
those
so
of
much
us who
more
know
coming
Kat,
too. I'm like, I don't know what to, when to stop.
you're doing awesome. There's so much more to share, you guys. And so just keep in mind that if you want to book with Lisa, I put that information over in. And I do want to say that she is offering us a discount for Awkwardly Zen. It's a limited time, so get in on it. And right now, what it is on her website is $90, and it's normally $110, which is a great discount. So thank you, Lisa, for loving on us. And those of you who know Kat, all agreed right on with everything that you just said, because she's very much like a hug, and really gives good hugs if you ever get a chance.
I love it. I love
So
hugs.
let me remove the spotlight. And no, if you have not gotten put on the list yet and you want to be put on the list, go ahead, and we're going to keep doing random number generator. What were you going to say, Lisa?
I will write it down. I have a quick question.
Okay. Okay. You can ask me if you want to, unless you don't.
I know I lost my train of thought though, because I was
excited.
Yeah. I was wondering if there should be like a word, so I know that these people are from Awkwardly Zen if they come and get the discount, because I didn't.
Oh, you can do that if you want to. I mean, right now, I think you have it on your site at 90, right?
I do.
So,
I'll leave
okay.
it like that for now then.
So if you book with Lisa, tell her that you came from Awkwardly Zen so that she knows. I'm sure you guys will have a conversation, and that way we'll have that. All right, Charity, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. You sound real ready, girl.
See it. I can see it.
Ooh. Cool. I love it. I love it. Okay, just a second. Let me get a picture of it. Because I look at it while I talk. Okay. Well, nice to meet you, Charity. I guess I didn't ask you if you had any big intentions or burning questions, or you just kind of wanted an overall.
Just clarity, or yeah, whatever you see.
Okay, perfect. Let me get the picture up here. That's blurry, but that's okay. Are there birds in your tree?
There's one bird. Yeah, there's a bird. There's a squirrel. It's just a really crappy looking squirrel. And there's a bunny.
It isn't crap. Well, time out. None of that. Okay, so I'm really drawn to your headspace, because squirrels are all about generating new ideas and kind of packing it away. And I feel like you have some ideas that you have been feeding a little bit, but you've sort of letting it take the back seat. And I'm hearing for you, like, this is the year. Well, we've got to push it forward. It looks like that squirrel is headed right down into your heart space too, right? Is that going down the tree?
Yeah, it's going down.
So going right in, like, just let's really start manifesting this. It's coming together. He's headed right down into that space where it's going to be wonderful that you're sharing. And then bird, to me, the bird is on the left-hand side to me, which feels like a very creative idea. So something that you've been sitting on, that bird's been sitting for a while. Is there a nest? I can't remember.
Yes. Yeah, it's a nest.
Right, but it's just starting to bop its head out, like, okay, we're ready. So it feels like there's been a big shift for you. Like it feels like COVID's been a little rough, or just the last year in general has been very Like it just felt like you were hitting walls and just, I feel really like a Jack in the Box, like the music's going, and you're just ready to pop, but you just can't figure out when it's coming together. And it, I'm hearing that this is actually coming together this year. Energetically feels like a big year for you, like with family, with work, with relationships, like this really, all these areas that were separate are actually coming together. And it feels like, sorry, I'm like, where's that little, what is that little thing at the base of your tree?
Oh, my bunny.
Bunnies. Okay. So bunny is very close to your, the root of where you're at. So when the base, you have great, you have a great field, you're very centered, your trunk is really strong. So you're not one that would have a hard time using your voice. As long as you know you're in the spot that it's going to matter. I feel like you're a great advocate for others, but not necessarily always an advocate for yourself. And it feels like that's just starting to be comfortable to you. Like, you know what, I can do this. I got this. And I feel like that's what the squirrel is, kind of all those little ideas and your bird. So this feels like a really powerful year for you going into this new year. Like all those ideas, are those like are they leaves?
Yeah, they're supposed to be like leaves or like cherry blossoms, one of the two. I like cherry blossoms.
So do you see how each one has its own branch, but then there's several. To me, that's just kind of like your head, the way that you work, the way that you think, like you have lots of ideas. You're really good at generating ideas and you have a place where they stick. It's just a matter of getting it out into the world. So I feel like you've gone through the planning phase. You kind of have all your ducks in a row, or this case, your squirrel, your bunny, and your bird. But those are all animals with fertility and you've packed it all in and now it's ready to come out. So this is your time to shine for sure. I feel like great things that you are sharing are coming right through. Let me look at me. I'm sort of can see, I can sort of see it. So let me
can try to.
Oh, it's beautiful. No, it's not you. I just
beautiful.
Yeah, this is very, I would say like a nice creating a mantra for you, like now is my time to step into my power. I'm ready. Or the divine timing is now, something along those lines that remind you that you're ready, because all these, I don't want you to feel like you're going to keep hitting a fence, because it doesn't feel like you're going to hit a fence anymore. It feels like you're go team.
It's very accurate. That was really amazing.
Oh, good.
So good. Yes. And I do have
to see what you're going to do.
Ideas are my Achilles heel. I have so many things running through my head.
And let me just say real quick, Charity and Lisa, you both moved to Denver right before COVID and you both live in the same area. So consider yourselves introduced.
Well, that's good, because then I can read your human design. I can do a reading for you. So
yeah, I would love that. Yeah, that was a pickle, meeting. It's really hard to meet people during a pandemic.
Well, especially in Parker. So
yeah, I'm up in Littleton, but yeah, I think
very close. Very cool. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That was lovely. Awesome. I can't wait to see what happens this next year, Charity.
I know.
All right.
You feel ready to go. Like, I feel like the go-kart's revving and you're just like, hop in, girl.
Awesome. Okay. So the next person is going to be Mindy. Mindy, you ready? I gotta find her.
Yes.
Oh, I see her.
You see her. Hold on. I don't. Mindy, is the camera on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
hold on. I'm
I do.
finding it. Okay. There we go. Hold on. I can do it. There we go.
Pictures, like my camera's distorting my picture for some reason. I don't know.
Oh, well, let's see what happens.
Oh, let me get my camera.
So, okay.
The thing is, I still am getting messages from the
There's my tree.
disconnect here. Oh, hey, I love that. All right, sorry, I was looking there and now I have to look here. Well, hello, Mindy. I usually greet people. Hi. Did you have any intentions or questions?
Just clarity.
Well, I can't tell if that's the screen or just like this ridiculously beautiful like swirl of color, but I love it.
I did use a lot of colors. Yeah.
It's beautiful. You feel very colorful. Yeah. Just kind of a nice, let me just tune in a second. So, well, now as everybody knows, like the base is kind of your footing where you're at, the trunk is kind of your core, and then your headspace. And you also are a wonderful headspace person. So you can see your leaves take up more than half of your picture. Do you notice that? So for you, what I see, you are wide open to ideas. I feel a little, do you feel like a little maybe frustrated or stuck, like you just want to get going, but you can't?
Yes.
Yeah, it feels like you have, I just feel so much heart energy from you too. Like you just want to do this magical, beautiful thing, but you're not necessarily sure what it is. Like, how am I going to impact? It feels like it's the blending of your heart, your intention, and like, well, what am I supposed to do with it? Does it feel confusing to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. I mean, not good, but yeah, I could feel that for you. So one way to help you is for you, I would draw some branches in there so that you have something for your ideas to stick to.
I
So
kind of drew a little bit here in the.
You do, and that's right around your heart space, which for you, it's not hard for you to think for your heart with your heart, because that is you. Like it'll come out of your heart immediately. In your branches though, you might want some, if you don't want to draw a branch, just drawing some apples or flowers or oranges or something, so that you have that visual with the intention that you are, instead of just kind of swarming, like, gosh, I don't know, something specific, like it's going to be an apple and you're going to pluck it off out of your body and it's going to be something for someone else to enjoy. Just kind of that visual, because it feels like your intention is to share your gifts now that you understand what they are, or you feel like a healer. Are you a healer? My hands itch.
I don't know. I've kind of been fenced in all my life and given really, really hard boundaries. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of exploring now. I have the space to explore now. And I don't know. I don't know what my gifts are. I have no idea.
A fun thing for you to explore might be energy healing, like Reiki. When you hold crystals, do you feel vibrations from crystals?
I don't have any crystals. I'm seriously just getting started, like figuring out.
Oh, we love newbies. So that's beautiful. That's beautiful, because there are gifts downloading to you and you're just not sure what to do with them. So for you, a great idea would be, well, I know at Discover Your Spiritual Gifts, we have little classes, but some of the wonderful things I've seen on here too, with different teachers coming in that teach you, hey, when you are, how do you get your information when you're connecting to angels? Because you have a very, I'm hearing, like, oh, tell her we're here. So that confirmation for you that you do have guardian angels, you have several that are guiding you. So that feeling like, should I step out? Where am I going to step? I feel like for you, really getting into just kind of breathing into listening for it. I'm hearing water. So for me, that means, or for you, I'm feeling the connection would be a a little bit of stuffing of emotion of that wants to get out.
Yeah.
I don't want to uncover you in front of, I know
No,
we're
you're
being recorded, but
fine.
I feel like a good way for you, because I feel very like I could cry right now and I'm not, I know it's not mine. So what would be beautiful for you is you need to get that out of your body. So just, if you want to write it word for word, that's fine. Like, dear Joseph, I feel very frustrated that when we were 3, you were mean to me, or whatever it is, get it out of your system. But I don't necessarily know that you have to write word for word and have it, like the Unabomber thing. You can just have the pencil, as long as it's touching the page the whole time, you can get it out this way too. Just, I feel like these tears are from, it feels like you're a very little girl. I feel like I just feel little, like 4 or 5-ish. I just feel like there's, I don't know, I feel it again at like 11. So it's a pattern for you to, there's this feeling that keeps getting triggered for you that you want to be mindful to release. I think you know what it is, but if you don't, we can visit after. So the pain in there has to get out of your body so you can release it, because that's going to clear channels for you to get more information from your guardian angels. So you have some really strong ones, and you have like a huge Native American, like a warrior energy behind you. He's definitely one of your guides, and I feel like he's trying to tell me to tell you that you are protected, so you don't need to protect with by not expressing. You're safe to express it. So get it out of your system. When you get it all done, you have your paper, make a ceremony out of it, like a ritual. I'm going to, and burn it safely,
Right.
in a pot or something, but it feels like you need to release. So to whoever it is, and if you don't want to write words, if you don't want people to know, whatever it is, but you intentionally make a ceremony out of burning it. Say, okay, I'm releasing this from my body so that I don't have to carry it anymore, to free, do a little ceremony for you. And I'm happy to visit with you after too, but that will help with your healing. And he wants you to know that you're safe and you're guided in your healing. So if you're feeling really vulnerable, it's okay. You're safe. You're still protected. But make sure you start getting it out of your, it needs to be released. And if you start crying, great, let cry. Don't try to stop it. Like, oh God, I'm sorry. Don't do any of that. Let it go, sister. Because it's time to let that go so you can let more in, because you have a lot coming in. And I especially feel healing for you. So we're excited to see where that goes.
Okay.
Start clearing a path.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Love
You're
it.
welcome.
All right. So just for a second, Mindy, I'm going to take off the spotlight of you too, Lisa, for just a second. Mindy, can you see the rest of the room? Can you see the people? Can you see everyone in the room?
Not everyone, but I can see. Yeah, I can see some.
You can see a lot of people. Okay. So for those of you in the room who've been with Awkwardly Zen for a long time, have any of you ever felt like Mindy does while she's new on her path? Let's see those hand waggles, because Mindy, you are not alone.
No.
And so just know, like, pulsing love at you. This is such an exciting time. This is such an exciting time. So I'm so glad you're here. And by the way, we have a Reiki deep dive coming next month. So watch for that, because you can learn more about that energy healing. We have an awesome Reiki master coming in. All right. So let me spotlight Lisa again. And then Blake, are you ready?
Should I just make a face?
All right.
Hey,
Hi, Blake.
how are you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Just getting over a
Right.
cold, but otherwise delightful.
Yeah, the colds they're tough.
They're in season.
Did you have any intentions or burning questions?
Just insight into this month and the path that I need to take going forward, and what I know I should be doing and what I need to do, and just make sure I'm being aligned towards that. And so any insight from my tree that you would offer for that journey, that would be most and most appreciated. So
Sure.
ready?
Let's see it. Let's go for it. Yeah, I'll get my, okay, let me get my camera here. Ooh, lots of detail. Okay. Okay. So, as you know, and I probably don't need, I usually just say it every time, but we know how, when I look at you, when I look at the tree, I see your energy. I think it's fascinating how balanced yours is also. Like you have, if you look at, you have 2 roots, and then you have 2 roots, and then you have a pair of 2. So to me, that means, are you big on collaborating? Do you like to collaborate with other people?
Very much so. It's part of my next leg of my journey. So
It feels like that would be staying genuine to who you are, is if you just want to be mindful of them. I feel like you're going to have some choices that they're going to be for your highest good, but one's just going to be for a higher good, if that makes sense. Like, I don't feel like you're going to get attacked by anything that isn't, for your highest good. Do you have a strategy for kind of like feeling which you're more inclined to? Because you feel like you like choices.
yeah, but I also like being open because I don't always know what's best. So
Right. Yeah, that's beautiful. I love it because your roots are wide open, like they're hollow, like just bringing in, but they're very even. There's a pair of are these swords or crosses or like swords?
with swords, I try to do a rose on each of them, but there's a red rose on each of them. So
Are these people?
the swords.
Yeah, like are
I
you
didn't get that feeling when I was being told to draw them. So
you did or did not?
I did not get that feeling.
Okay, yeah.
So.
Well, it
Tell
does
me
to
your
me, it
side.
feels
I'm
like
open to
people.
whatever you're feeling. So
Yeah, I'm just feeling into it for a hot minute because I'm hearing that like swords to me is like cutting through the nonsense. So for me, what I'm feeling like you're just a very forward, like articulate, like this is where we're at person. It's very heartfelt and it's very kind, but you're very good at articulating where you are in where your journey is. Is that possible? Because that's what
yes.
makes you a great collaborator. You're really, I feel like as a collaborator, I would be really excited to be with someone that can take my idea and then articulate it beautifully and just have it be, yep, this is the black and white version. This is the glitter sparkle confusing version. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's definitely what I'm trying to do. So
Yeah. And I think that that's good. I feel like it's all pointing down to the ground too, which to me feels like you're a very grounded person, which is important, especially just a sec. I gotta see where this bird is. Your bird's talking to me. The groundedness is excellent because it's it flows right through you. There's just a little separation between what's going on in your head, like the ideas generating, and you have a bird which feels like that thing's ready to go too, like you've been generating it. But if you look at your tree, do you see how there's empty space between where your headspace is? Then there's like a very intuitive, like a hole right there is a lot of intuition. To me, you feel very intuitive. Is that possible?
I like to think so. Yeah, I'm trying to get better at it. So
Yeah, I feel like you can own that because you are very intuitive. Because it's coming right. What I would love to see is you draw some bark or some white lines that connect what you're trying to do, because right now it's very compartmentalized, which is how you function. That's good for you to be compartmentalized. But what you want to do is start creating a path for them to start to blend more so that it comes so that it comes out, like the things that you're trying to do when you're collaborating. You want to give them a path. Take your pencil, get your pencil and draw something along here that will connect in here, because you're a very grounded energy and you're very intuitive energy. But what you want to do is have it all coming through you, because there's a mind, body, spirit balance. You're really great in your mind. You're really great in your spirit. It's just not, it's not connected. Do you even see how that was a triangle?
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a division there. And what you want is that a nice flow, so that you are working out of all three areas at the same time, rather than just one compartmentalized area. Does that make sense?
That makes total sense, and that's perfect. So.
Okay,
Blake,
good.
could you hold up your picture one more time just so we can all see it? Get a visual of what she's talking about there. Thank you.
It's beautiful. Everyone has such beautiful energy.
Love how it's all different too.
It
Thank
is.
you very much, Lisa.
You're
I appreciate
welcome. Fill in your triangle and get some communication, so there's a flow there. Are you a
Yes, ma'am.
meditator? Sorry, just one more. Are you a meditator?
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
good.
So
when you are meditating, getting helping that energy move through you also. So because you have beautiful modalities that are developed, you just want to have them all be able to access each other, I think is what I'm trying to say.
that's definitely what I've been working on, allowing that energy to flow, and being an enabler of that energy to flow, and also, I don't want to say forcing, but pushing it through the body, so the body gets used to that. Because I definitely struggle with that, going from the headspace to the body, or connecting the dots between these energies. So for sure, that's definitely what I'm working on. So I'm really happy that you're confirming and really highlighting what I definitely have been trying to bring into focus. So
I think a sound bath. Have you ever done a sound bath?
I really want to. I have, my friend does sound bowl healing and sound bath, and I eventually will get into it too. I just haven't got the money for it. But
Yeah,
I
they
really
have
wanna
sound
go
baths. I think a sound bath would really
bring it all together.
kind of, I think I'm hearing like Tibetan bells and or bowls, and I'm hearing little monks humming, like the sound that they make when they're all singing.
Yeah.
So it feels like music vibration is what's going to get you get it all aligning more. So that might be something to explore.
That's all I do.
Oh, keep doing it.
I'm trying to
I
teach
feel it.
myself
It feels good
to,
but I feel like a sound bath would really, where you don't have to do it, you can just lay down and experience it, would feel heavenly. I think you'd leave your body and just come back going, oh yes, that's what it feels like.
I'll definitely look into it and get into
Yeah,
it.
perfect.
Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate
Absolutely. It was lovely to meet you.
you. Absolutely.
Thanks, Blake. All right, Lynn, you are next. Let me get you up there. Lynn, you ready?
Here's hi Lynn. Let me get my camera.
Oh, hold on. There she is. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna have you unmute yourself, Lynn. Oh,
Off to the Florida Keys, huh? I love it.
I think so. I can't hear you, Lynn. I'm gonna have you unmute yourself.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh,
All right.
hi.
Hi. So here's my tree. I don't know if you can see it.
I actually cannot.
Yeah, Lynn, is there any way to turn off your background?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Or if
Sorry.
you just hold it up in front of like where your face is, like,
Okay.
I think it'll work if you just hold it up. Yeah.
I don't know. It's not coming through.
Oh, you can see it now, can't you?
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. Don't move. Stay very still.
Right.
Okay, I think we're good now.
Okay.
think it cut off a tiny bit on the bottom, but it looked like you had some pretty good roots in there, right?
Here, you want to see it again?
No, that's okay. Let me pull it up. I just feel like there's roots there. Is that possible?
Yes, there are roots. I can show it to you
That's
again.
Are you from this area?
What area?
Are you from Colorado?
No.
Yeah,
like,
you don't.
No. Originally, or like where I'm living right now?
Where are you right now?
I'm in Texas.
Texas. Okay.
From Texas, though.
Oh, where are you from?
Michigan.
Have you moved quite a bit, or just Michigan to Texas?
No, I lived in California as well.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, I was thinking, I don't really feel settled anywhere, but you don't, I mean, it's not uncomfortable feeling. It just is, well, I have my roots here, but there's an opportunity there. Did you go for opportunities, or did you go for family, or just because you wanted to go change?
Which place?
Any place. Like, what's the motivating factor for you to move? Is
Well,
it
at first,
opportunity?
I always wanted to live in California, and then I was in a relationship at the time, and he moved to California. I said, oh, I always wanted to go there, so I moved to California, and then actually moved with my my significant other, and then he wanted to move to Texas, but I'm supposed to be in Texas because when I was in California, I lived on Texas Street.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like I was just wondering because it felt like you moved quite a bit, but it doesn't feel unsettling though. It feels like, are you fairly content where you are? Or do you have yeah, you feel pretty settled. That's why I was wondering what the roots, because they look like they've moved. So that was just my confirmation that you've moved, but I also see a nice little, the ground there, behind you,
Mm-hmm.
which I would love to see maybe a little higher peak on it, or like little mountains also, because it feels like you have, I just feel very vulnerable somehow, or just maybe like I just feel new. So do you see when you look at your trunk? Oh God, I almost turned off my computer. I'll set it over here. Excuse me. I set down my phone and
Yeah, don't do that.
I about turned it off. That would have been something, huh? So your tree kind of goes to, gets a little skinnier. Like you have a nice base where you're confident, which I was wondering if you moved quite a bit, because you kind of have to be pretty content with where you're at to be able to just, yeah, I'll move, I'll go for it. I'll meet new people, no worries. And then it gets a little thin around your heart space, and then it kind of goes right into, and it's very even. You also like balance. You think you have the same amount of trees on this side as you do this side, or the leaves. Do you notice that? Like you're very balanced. So for you, the chaos would come if it wasn't balanced, but you're pretty balanced. You have it feels like your work and your play is kind of balanced, you feel pretty balanced. It's just a little, let me see. I want to look at your bird. Your bird is beautiful.
Lynn, can you try to hold it up one more time so we can see it too?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can see your bird. He's cute. So your bird is looking in toward your, he's not looking out toward ready to fly yet. Do you see what I'm saying? He's looking in toward your, the center again. So what I feel like is happening is that your idea, here, I can hold it up.
Yeah, no worries, Lynn. It's okay.
Okay, it wasn't working.
The idea that you have is very rooted in your intuition, like it's coming to you through intuition, but there's a little more that is going to be happening, because that bird is looking for more guidance, and it's coming from your intuition. See how it's all open up here? Where is it? Come on, honey. Here we go. See how your branches are open? They don't stop. They're open. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So for you, you're just wide open to that intuition, and it's coming down. Do you feel like you're intuitive? You don't feel like a feeler, but you feel like someone who just knows.
I think so. Like, yeah, I guess so.
It feels like you kind of get a nudge, kind of like, oh yeah, that isn't that, you're sort of at the phase where it's like, oh, isn't that interesting? I sort of thought about that like 5 hours ago, and now it actually happened. Like that kind of stuff. Or like 2 days ago, I was thinking that, and then, oh yeah, I remember thinking about that like a week ago. Or so, do you have stuff like that happen?
Yeah, actually, I've been getting messages like from my guardian angels. It's like, oh, you've been listening to the intuition, but I don't really have I'm not in tune with what exactly intuition is. I know it's knowing what's going on, but I don't have anything that says, oh, that's my intuition. I just think of things and I do them, but I don't really know that's my intuition.
So what we might want to change the language around there, because that is your intuition, that is very guided information. Some ideas for you to kind of play with your intuition, like when I moved here from North Dakota, I wasn't sure that this was the best idea. I retired from my my teaching job, and I was like, gosh, I hope, if this was the right decision, I just want clarity or whatever. And I turned on the radio. I looked at my son. I'm like, well, I hope we're doing the right thing. And we turned on the radio, and Don't Look Back was playing by Boston. My son's like, yeah, I think that's a sign. And we cranked it up and put it in gear, and off we went. So I think for you, it might be fun to do something like that, so you get your affirmation that you are actually receiving messages, because your intuition is actually really wide open. Whoops, I showed my camera.
Well, I do have some synchronicity things. Like one time,
you might explain them away to other things, like, oh yeah, I was thinking that might, that isn't that interesting, like 3 days later. So just the idea that you are getting it, because this is wide open in your heart space. Look, there's no break between, where is the phone? There's no break here in your tree. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
So you are an open channel. You're ready to go. Nature feels really, really invigorating for you. Like a good walk for you would be magical. Also, it feels like water, like baths. Do you like baths or hot tubs or?
Yeah. Well, I like water in general, but I like taking showers. It's interesting you mentioned water though, because that's one of the things that I'm supposed to be. It's supposed to be my thing, water. I don't know if y'all heard of the Decoding Your Soul contract. I actually did that. It's based on numerology, and that's one of my symbols, water.
Yeah, water for me feels very, even if you're just by some flowing water or like a river or something. It doesn't have to be the ocean, although the ocean does have an impact when you're by the waves. But water for you feels, I just feel like I can, you're just more open to receive around water. So that would be a fun thing for you to do, like get around water. If you journal by water, the better, more the better. I don't know how much time I've used. I'm sorry about you. I could keep going. Honestly, there's so many things coming in for you of I'm hearing stuff from your guides. I'm hearing, I'm seeing stuff around you. I'm seeing your tree where you're at. I can feel where you're trying to go. And there's just so much. I mean, I felt that with everybody. It's like, yeah, I could keep going, but then I want to be mindful of time. And I also want to, be mindful that you're being recorded. So if I hit on something that, and you just want to, so did you have any questions? For you, the message is about your intuition. So, and being around water. Okay. Now do you have questions? Because I didn't let you answer. I got excited again.
No, I don't really have a question, but I have noticed like some synchronicity, like I had a hair care product that was named Wow. And then on TV, someone said, wow. I was like, things like that.
Yeah. And those, I feel like you want to acknowledge those, like, oh, thank you. I got that message, and start opening that channel. I feel like you have guides that want to talk to you. They just don't know what frequency, how we're going to communicate with you. And you're still open to it. So, start playing with them. Like I have one that I say, okay, I'm going to get a parking spot right in front. I always get great parking spots. I have a parking angel, and I always do. So, playing with the radio, or I'm hearing wind chimes too. Is there something about wind chimes for you?
I'm not really sure.
Since I hear them on my left, it's probably a guardian. Do you have like a great grandmother that you were close to?
No, I wasn't close to any of my grandmothers. I only had one, actually. The other one died a long time ago, before I was born.
Okay, there's a connection with her, this grandmother, even if you weren't close as people. There's a parallel in what's going on in your life and what went on in her life, but you have more of, I feel like you have more of a voice, more opportunity, more self-esteem, more of a way to communicate your thoughts. And she's acknowledging how well you do that, because she didn't have the chance to do that. So as a guide, she's there to support you to be able to do that. And as you are able to do that, you're actually healing how she wasn't able to. Does that make sense?
Oh, cool.
So she's very connected to you. It's not your responsibility to fix anything, but she's just acknowledging how proud she is that you were able to do things in your life that she was not able to do, that held her back, that are actually propelling you forward. So there's that acknowledgement for you, from her, wherever she is.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Okay, well, we are almost out of time, but I already announced the last person, so I want to make sure that we get to her. So thank you so much, Lynn, and for being a part of this.
Thank you.
I hope it was helpful. I feel like I'm babbling because there's so much coming in. I don't know where to stop, but
You're doing great. You're doing great. It's hard to do all of these when you're used to having more time. So the next one is Valerie, which I'm super excited for you to get to spend some time with. Valerie is actually doing a ton of readings tomorrow, so she knows what you're going through right now. So yeah, Valerie will be doing that tomorrow.
ooh, I love that purple back there. So what kind of reading do you do?
It?
Yeah.
Show you my scribbles.
Ooh, look at those crystals. Oh, crystals must be very grounding for you. Where's my camera? Look at okay. So for you, are you a feeler of crystals?
Yes, I love crystals.
Yes. Do you work with like cards and stuff too, or different model? Yeah. Okay. I hear shuffling, like that poker noise, like she must work with cards. She must work with cards. So for you, wow, this is amazing. I'm sorry. So what's beautiful about your picture is that you're very grounded, but your roots extend in there. So for me, it feels like you're really grounded. Really, did you grow up here? Like, are you from wherever you are.
Where I
Like,
am, yeah. Mhm.
so, because it just feels like deeply embedded in with family, with people around you. You've got lots of color, lots of scribbles around you, like the dirt around you is very supportive. It's holding you in. They hold you up, like your tree is very straight. It doesn't, I don't know where to put that so I don't turn it off. It feels, you know, like your base is very strong, very integrity based. It's very faith. I feel a lot of faith too. Like, not, did you grow up like in a church and then you were like, oh yeah, and then there's a spiritual side kind of?
Yeah, I'm not in that church anymore, but yeah.
It feels like you have a base though for that, which is very intentional because it gives you, if it's, I feel like I'm hearing the word contrast. So I think it was to show you contrast, like there are bits and pieces that you've taken forward, but the things that you didn't, it was so that you could see the contrast in where you are now versus.
Yeah, absolutely.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That helps you really connect with people too. I feel like people relate to that heart energy, that spiritual energy around you, but they also feel like, what's the word? It's not judgment, like judgment free. Kind of like if I was brought up in the Catholic Church, it would be like, oh, well, she won't call me out on it. Like it would be like, oh yeah, there's that and this. Like you're kind of, I just see a bridge between that, the traditional confinement of some of the modalities that are, you know, church-based that you're aware of, but you're also aware of that freedom from the spiritual side, kind of taking a different energy. Did I say that politically correctly?
Yeah,
good?
I got it.
I think people are drawn to you for that though, because they know they're not going to be judged because of their faith, even if they do have a strong faith, and you can help them see that, yeah, it's not just this or that, it's this and that. And I feel like that's a piece that people come to you for. The owl in the tree, for me, owls are just very, there's a lot of power in an owl. For me, I wanted to see owls if I knew, because if I should move to North Dakota, you know, out of North Dakota, I wanted to see an owl. So I knew it was a wise decision. And I heard 2 owls hooting that afternoon, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe there's this, you know. And then I second guessed myself. I went to Home Depot and there were owls everywhere. There was the floor mat, the play. I'm like, okay, I get it. I will move. So for me, owls, for you, like yours is looking out, like, yeah, I'm ready. I've got people, you know, and you have all your flowers growing that are different ideas and coming to fruition, which make you, you just feel very accessible. It's the best word. That, like, I feel like people are drawn to you because it's not black and white, and it's beautiful. You know what I mean? Like some people like that, things to fit into little departments everywhere, and yours don't really necessarily, because wherever, do you see like these come in different, they're all in different directions. All of your branches are in different directions, but they all have a flower. So for me, what I'm hearing is, no matter what path we've taken, convoluted or not, or what path you've taken, it's all turned into something beautiful that you're able to offer. So all the little trial, you know, yep, I've been through that. Oh, I can relate to that. You know, I can connect to you that way. I can connect to you that way. And look what I was able to do with it. I turned it into something I turned it into that. And I think that that's how people are drawn to you. Like, look, there's not a lot of space between your grounding and your protection. So the people fit right in there. Like, yep, I got you. I'm grounded. I'm embracing you and I'm protecting you. You're very, you're easy to get attached to, I think.
I would agree. And I hate to cut you guys off because I think it's
yeah.
beautiful. However, I think you guys will have a chance to interact. I believe Val might be coming to work at one of those fairs here in Denver in sometime this next year. So let me go ahead and remove spotlights and remove spotlights.
I didn't get a chance. There's January 22nd is the Reader Healer Fair.
And that's here in Denver. We've got people from
Denver.
all over now. So if you're not here in Denver, that's not going to be an easy one to find, but that way you can find Lisa online. And we put the that over on the side. There is a question. Amber just put it over on the side there. How long do people have to book how long do they have to schedule once they book on your website? Like with this discount, do you have a limitation on that?
I didn't. So how about a month? How about just through January?
Beautiful. All right, guys. So get on that and take Lisa up
For the
on
month
that.
of
What
January.
an awesome opportunity there. Thank you guys so much for being here. Lisa, thank you so much for your time.
You.
And this was awesome. You
It
did
was
such a
helpful.
great job. You guys, this is the first time Lisa did something like this. So let's celebrate her and how amazing she did. Because it's hard to put yourself out here like this. Lisa, you did great. And I hope you come back and hang out with us again.